Everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have a really exciting success story to share of one of my clients who literally went from no contact, okay, a no contact separation situation with her SP to dating, okay? So this is a long distance story, which I am really excited to read because I know some of you are manifesting someone that could live in a different place, or you're manifesting from a place of no contact. And I just want to let you know that it can be done. Okay, circumstances literally do not matter. Living in different locations, not being in contact, these are all just circumstances, and we have to, not give any sort of credence or raise awareness or consciousness to, or consciousness of, circumstances. Okay, so anyways, I will talk more about that in this story. This is a really good one. I'm also going to be detailing affirmations that I gave my clients, because every time my a client comes back with a success story, I ask them to write a long detailed success story and detail any affirmations that we talked about, as well as affirmations that really worked for them. Okay, and this is really good. I love it when people like write to me in depth and like I said, detail things, because it really does help other people. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the story. Hi, Enchanted. I am excited to write you the success story on how I got my SP back to dating me, long distance edition. So a couple months ago, I went out of state and met this amazing guy who I clicked really well with. We had instant chemistry and sparks just flew, which is a once in a blue moon type of event for me, because I usually never meet guys that I feel that strongly about the first couple times meeting them. He was so respectful throughout. We had gotten dinner and I thought it went really well. And he told me he would drive me anywhere I wanted, that he was my Uber driver. So he drove me around this city and showed me around, and we had such a great time. Not to mention, during the dinner, two waitresses had come up to me and complimented me in front of him and said that I was magical because I had my tarot cards with me, and they started making conversation about my tarot cards, and they really liked my makeup and the way that I looked. And this was so nice to hear, because I'd been working on my self-concept so much before I attracted him, and that really showed. And I could tell that he thought that I was magical, because he even said like, wow, those cards are magical. And he was amazed by how much I was getting complimented, and overall the vibes were just so good, and it was such a magical evening. So anyways, we had an amazing time, and he let me stay over at his place twice, which was great because I got to cancel my hotel since I was just there for a trip. I was there for a solo vacation. Trust me when I say this was completely unexpected. I was just in town and casually swiping through Hinge and ended up going on 2 dates, but I really liked this guy the most, and he did everything right. Also, I do want to point out that I did go on a date with a millionaire who had a really nice car. The guy that I'm talking about also has a really nice car and is really well off financially, which is something that I've been looking for in men, because I'm so used to dating broke dusties. Okay, I know what she's referring to. If you've seen the Sprinkle lady, I think her name is like Shira on TikTok. She talks about this stuff. And I remember on the call that I had with my client, she was telling me about how she would go after men that were like way below her. She was really well educated, really beautiful. She had a lot going on for her, financially stable, but she had dated men in the past who she would give like money to and stuff, and just were not really even close to where she was. And I'm just like, what, trust me, girl, I've been there, completely understand. So I mean, that's why she wanted me to actually, she wrote to me about the guys that she went on dates with, and how she leveled up. Okay, like she really raised her standards when it comes to the guys that she's dating, not just in terms of material gains or the money they have, but in terms of how they treated her. Because I do remember during our phone call, she talked about how she would date men that wouldn't even take her out to dinner. They'd just be like, oh, come over. They wouldn't put any effort. They wouldn't like buy her anything, and they were just like really low quality people in general. And I remember talking about how she improved her standards, and the way she even manifested this guy in the first place, it was by working on her self-concept. So that was something that I wanted to point out that I thought was relevant. And she also wrote about it. Of course, I left out some of the more personal details. Yeah, but okay, where were we? Yeah, so he was extremely respectful and drove me everywhere I wanted and to the airport when I had to leave. He also told me to keep in touch, and he would message me on Instagram, reply to my stories, like a lot of my posts and stories. I truly felt supported and could see him as my boyfriend. He even talked about coming to my state, but unfortunately I was busy the weekend that he wanted to come up. However, he still kept liking my stories and showing interest in me. Also, I checked Hinge to see if he had his profile up, and it completely disappeared. I thought he had deleted Hinge because I didn't see him following any new people on Instagram for a whole month and a week, and thought he had deleted his profile a week and a half after we hung out because I just could not see it on Hinge. And he barely follows less than 100 people on Instagram, which is a green flag for me. So I genuinely thought he deleted Hinge, which I was so happy about. I'm just gonna assume that he deleted Hinge, or she said at that point that is what she assumed. Okay. However, 5 weeks after we met, I noticed that he was following new girls, and I was so heartbroken and hurt. His reactions to my stories were also getting less frequent, and he had followed a couple of girls at that time, but he still watched all my stories, but he wasn't really reacting. So I started freaking out, and that's when I reached out to you. But the reason why I liked this guy in the first place was he told me he barely even went on dates. Honestly, he told me I was the third person he went on a date with in like 6 months, which I thought was really impressive because I'm like, wow, this guy has really high standards. So I was really surprised when he started following all of these girls out of nowhere. It was at least 4 to 5 girls, and this is what caused me to reach out to you. So she also wrote, you told me to do affirmations around feeling secure in my relationship with him and not raising awareness of those third parties. Okay, the less you think about something, the less you give your attention to something, the more it just disappears, or the faster it disappears. It stays, being out of reality, out of sight, out of mind. Okay. I realized I should not have checked his following and soon stopped. Not even a couple days after, I noticed he started liking my stories again, and some of the girls he followed unfollowed him. So clearly, whatever was going on with them, the relationships with them wasn't going anywhere. Deep down, I had this assumption that no matter who he's with or what he's doing, he's always thinking about me, and no girl can compare to me. That is that TikTok affirmation. I've even referenced this in a couple of my tarot readings. I even told my friend about this concern, and she was so sweet and said that, yeah, he might be around beautiful girls in his city, but no one is as smart, accomplished, and intelligent as me, which really boosted me. I feel like that was also a manifestation of my self-concept, my friend telling me all these nice things to really boost me up. And that's something that I really ended up internalizing because I noticed that he started liking my stories again. Okay. And then she also wrote, I was so surprised to see this because our communication had gotten less frequent, but I took your advice when you told me to assume that we had always been in contact with each other, and that he didn't add anyone else, or if they did, they were just coworkers and friends, which I did check. One of them was literally just a coworker. Yeah, I took your advice to not even give any attention to the concept of third parties and just assume that I'm the only one he wants to be with, and I'm the only one that he thinks about because I'm on the pedestal and he would be lucky to be with me. Okay, so yeah, this is extremely important. Get yourself back on the pedestal. Stop checking, the 3D so much. Stop checking their following. Stop checking their social media. And yeah, just to recap, I told her to say that they had always been, I told her to assume that they had always been in contact. They had always been in touch. He had always been responding to her stories, DMing her, blowing up her phone. Okay. And that is what she did. Yeah. So after that, she wrote, I paired this thinking with affirmations like no one compares to me. I am the best and only option. Anyone would be lucky to be with me. And whenever I felt triggered, I would use the affirmation you talked about on your channel that states, I am unmoved by appearances and therefore appearances move in my favor. I got this from Nea's Visions, or Nea's channel on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, this affirmation always makes me feel so much better, but the advice you gave me about revising the story on his following was so helpful. I just took a minute to sit down and write on a Google Doc that we have always been in contact since we met, and I am the only woman he follows. Since then, he hasn't followed anyone else, and we are hanging out next weekend, which I'm so excited about. Oh, and get this, he's flying me out and letting me stay with him. Holy heck, I am so excited, and I can't even believe that I'm writing this because the last couple of weeks have been such an emotional turmoil for me, and I felt like not even eating some days, but then I realized I was putting him on the pedestal and that he's me pushed out and letting his actions dictate my feelings, which was the opposite of having a high self-concept, and that really caused me to go within and realize that I was creating because of my past experiences and doubts and insecurities. Also, yeah, he was flying her out and letting her stay at her place. Okay, that trip cost $0. Okay, so I mean, that is princess treatment if I have ever seen it. That is royalty treatment for sure. I also really like saying this affirmation on my channel: I'm a queen and goddess and always treated like royalty. And she did tell me that that was one of the affirmations that she was doing that she got from my channel. So yeah, but anyways, yeah, I was letting his actions dictate my feelings, which is the opposite of self-concept and blah blah blah. I was creating that because of my past experiences and doubts and insecurities. Then during our coaching call, I know you told me to stop operating from the past memory and create a new story surrounding love, relationships, and men. I now always affirm that men around me are so loyal to me. It is so easy for me to trust men and my partner. It is safe for me to fully love. I let go of any negative past attachments and emotional baggage that is stopping me from manifesting true love, and that I have always had happy, healthy, meaningful, fulfilling, romantic, monogamous relationships. Okay, I know that's a mouthful. Yeah. And then she also wrote, I will update you on how our time together goes. I'm currently working on getting us together in the same place because I don't want any distance. But while we were talking on the phone, he did say that you're one of the smartest, most interesting girls I have ever dated. So it's safe to assume that I'm dating. And this is a good sign for me. I'm currently working on getting that official girlfriend title, but this is really great progress because I went from no contact to talking every day to messaging every day and having phone calls. We never used to call before. He wasn't really a phone call type of guy, but I affirmed that he is a phone call type of guy. Anything that I saw, I literally just flipped the script and started creating a new assumption and new belief. But I cannot wait to see him in person. And I still can't believe he's completely financing this, but this is just proof that manifestation works. I am so amazed and so excited. Thank you so much for all you do. It is really helping a lot of people keep doing what you do. That is so sweet. But yeah, I really hope that this success story inspired someone to keep going with their self-concept and not give up on manifesting whatever it is that they are manifesting. Okay. I do want to let you know that I offer I do offer in-depth tarot readings, but I offer manifestation coaching. I have two different packages. One is a coaching phone call that's just like a 20-minute thing, and then I have a 1 week package on Etsy. And I also custom make subliminals that help you manifest. And I do have a guide out on my Etsy that will help you manifest soulmate love, new love, that will help you manifest your specific person back, or honestly, whatever it is that you're looking for in love and relationships. All of that will be in my website, It'll be on my website, which is in the description box below. I am sorry, it is literally 5 a.m. Okay, I'm actually getting ready to go on a flight myself. So yeah, sorry if I was a little bit out of it, but if you are interested in manifestation coaching, like I said, check out my website, which will be in the description box below. And I intend that every single person watching this gets their manifestation to full fruition. And yeah, I will end the video right here. Thank you so much for watching.